Good morning and welcome to the VW Nut Garage. Patina looks like she's ready to, yeah, she is. She's ready to kill that basketball. Alright, so here's what we got going on today. Ruby's fine. I want to put the chains back on here because I'm always surprised at how much this thing will pull. And I have no shortage of logs and things to pull around out there. So I'm going to put the chains on and we're going to go ahead and give her a tug, a few tugs probably, and see what happens. And then we're going to get into this. This was a gift from Amzie of Amzie's Automotive Corner. If you don't already subscribe to this guy, which I'm sure most of you probably do, you should. Again, Amzie, thanks for the donation. I love it. I'm going to go ahead and find a place to put her on there. We're going to see what kind of pulling we can do with that winch and this here little tiny tractor. So I'll turn you guys on in just a sec. Alright, so I went ahead and let all the air out of the tires, and then I'm going to take the chains, which are right over there, and I'm going to wrap them around there tight as I can. Then we're going to fill her back up with air and tie down all the loose bits and pieces. And it should be like the chain is a permanent part of that wheel and tire setup. Alright, so there we go. All chained up and tightened up. Ready to pull on some logs. Alright, so those are the two bolts that are holding the winch to this plate. I'm going to use this plate, but I don't think I'm going to use those holes. So I'll get that taken off of there and we'll get the plate laid in there and see what we need to do to get it cut up. Alright, so I got the plate off of there, both plates off of there, and I needed to shrink the plate in order to make it fit, so finding another excuse to use this super sweet hacksaw, and I don't know how long it's going to take to cut that, but let's see if I can get you guys in a place where you can watch it. Stand by. Alright, you guys get the idea. I'll let you know how long it takes. Alright, so I got that plate cut off of the saw right here, and it came out mint. Now we gotta decide if we decide. That's what we're gonna do. We're gonna find and decide. Where about I'm gonna put the holes for that right there. We're probably gonna. That'll probably sit best somewhere in there. Probably. That's what I'm going to go with, I think. And then we'll get some wired, and it'll be awesome. Alright, so we got the plate. We got her chalked up in the drill press. And I'm not going to bore you guys with me drilling 4 holes, but I'll show you what it looks like when we're done. Alright, so those are the 2 holes to hold the winch, and then I got 4 equally spaced mounting holes to mount it to the tractor. I'm going to do a little hardware shopping in my Volkswagen stash and drill some holes in the frame of my tractor and get that winch put right there, and then we'll get her powered up. Alright, so there it is. Plate, she's mounted down. We're able to get through all the gears. I just need to get a little bit of power right there from right under there. And on the switch in some way to go forward and backward, but the cable seems to run just fine right out of the back there. And we'll get a hook on there, and that should be absolutely fantastically awesomer than it was. So, stay tuned. Alright, so patina's here, and the winch is hooked up. For this winch to go forward and backwards, I'm sure it's like all winches, you need to be able to switch the positive and the negative. I went with these clips just because I had them. This post is broke off. We'll probably do something about that and make something a little more permanent. And then it's just ran inside to the battery. 1 second, and we'll get it reeling in some cable. Find a place for you. Alright, so we got her hooked up. And to keep with my Volkswagen theme, this is a bus defroster, I believe. I'm not sure, but that's the switch I used. Because you got to be able to turn off the positive, otherwise it'll arc off of everything. So. It's time to shut her off. We just shut her off. If you want to let cable out, just switch them around. Boy, those got warm fast, but yeah, it'll be fine. And then to keep them out of the way, we'll just clip these right here since they're turned off, and that should keep them right out of the way. Winch installation, almost a success. We could just about pull on something with her. I just need to go get a hook and some sort of something to make all that permanent. But I know a guy who will help me out in finding what I need. So that's where I'm headed. You guys will see me in a sec, and we'll be pulling on something. Alright, so we got the hook put on there, and I'm going to go ahead and reel her in. So we'll get you guys somewhere where you can watch it happen. And we'll get outside and get to pulling on it a little bit. And there you go. Well, let's go see how much she'll pull down or over or up or something. Hey guys, so I'm out here setting up to get the shot of the winch pulling off of the tractor. And it's windy today, so I didn't even know if I was going to do it. But you see those group of pines right there? I think they're going to go down. So I thought I better go grab the camera right now. Alright, I'll turn y'all's on if they start to go any worse than that. Alright, so let me give you the setup here. Those two chunks of tree down there, one winch, and I'm chained to that chunk of tree. So, let's see what happens. Them pine trees are still standing, just barely. Just barely still standing. Oh, any second. Any second. Alright, we'll wind on her, see what happens. Oh, sorry guys. Alright, that's your view. Boy, that's pretty tight. Okay, you gotta keep an eye on that root wad for me. Eye on that and see when it falls, because it's gonna. R2D2 doing his job, charging up some batteries. Alright, so because of the wind today, I'm not going to be able to get you guys a good view of that winch pulling on that tractor, but again, I want to say a special thanks to Amzi. Go check out his channel. And R2D2 doing work. But I did go ahead over here where it was safe, and I hooked the winch up between a couple of trees and yanked on her, and that's, I mean, that should pull hard enough. It's pretty tight. That should pull hard enough to get me out of whatever I need to get out of. If not, we'll do something different. Anyway, thanks for hanging out. The VW Nut Garage.